Hello everybody, it's me. How's it going? I hope you're well. Sorry, it's been a hot minute since I did a video. There was kind of stuff going on, you might have noticed. But I am back, I have a project set up, I've got a Chuck Tingle t-shirt on, so we are ready to rock. This new project is, Project Lunar Marathon. Exciting name. I have created a list of 22 genres. 2D, solo only. I am not getting into 3D and I'm not getting into any of that multiplayer nonsense. Not yet, thank you very much. I am far too new and inexperienced for any of that nonsense. There are too many other things I need to learn first. But 22 games made in 22 months. That's the idea. With a break here and there in between because I'm not a robot and I do need actual mental and physical rest. So it's not going to be exactly 22 months, but each game will only be given a month to make. I am very excited. I hope you will join me. Discord link below is open to everybody. So join and you will get some updates. You will know what game I'm working on. If you want to join my Patreon, also linked below, then you get extra access to extra Discord channels. And depending on what tier you are, you can also get sort of Q&As with me, and you can get the vlogs and stuff early, and you can get the code for the games, which is all super exciting. Camera, what are you even doing right now? Who knows? So without further shenanigans, let's talk about game number 1. So, video number 1 is going to be a visual novel. I've roughly put them in order of what I think is going to be least to most difficult, and obviously I'm starting with the least difficult. Number 1, because it's the least difficult, and I will be learning stuff as I go, and number 2, it's going to give me tools and code snippets and things I can use in later projects. So, for example, visual novel should teach me a dialogue system, maybe, hopefully, with the option to give player choices and have different outcomes. And that is something I can take on all the other games. So if any of the other games need a dialogue system, I've already got one good to go. Smart. This visual novel is going to be called Emily is at the Zoo. The idea is that it's meant to be the core of what makes a visual novel, so I am not trying to put any twist or spin on the mechanics. I'm not trying to invent a new mechanic or do something really out there that breaks the mold. Literally, the point is to get as into the mold as possible. Make it as small and concise to the core as possible and then polish it like crazy. I would rather have, 10 minutes of really polished gameplay than a half-hour game that, technically has the mechanics and stuff, but doesn't feel good to play. So visual novel, Emily is at the zoo. The idea is we're going to need to display text. So we're going to have background, characters, and then text box. And the text is going to need to display the correct text with the correct character picture and the correct character name every line. And it should show up like a letter at a time until the player presses a button, and then it should autofill, and then if the player presses a button again, it should move to the next line of text. We should be able to have options, so buttons that come up with options that the player can say which choice they want, and that should lead to a different outcome, either like a change of text or a different scene, something like that. We should be able to do all of that, all the reading the text, which characters which, what dialogue's next. We should be able to do that by passing in an outside file like a JSON file, rather than it being hard-coded in the game. The game doesn't need to know what the dialogue is, or shouldn't need to know what the dialogue is. It should only need to know, read this file and that's what you're displaying. Settings. Players should be able to change the text size if they need to, the text color, and the background text box. Also change the volume, because I do want a little bit of music, background music. We need to write a story that has consequences and different choices. So it has like branches. And if we've got time, multiple endings. We're gonna need art, we're gonna need a title, all the background like vignettes, all the background scene images. We need all the characters and their like different expressions, and we need all the UI, so like the text box and the buttons. Sound, we need background music, we need the text display along the bottom, we need the button feedback, and we need animal sounds for when we're visiting animals in the zoo, we can hear the noises. If we have time to add the multiple endings, and we've still got time, I'd like to add a save load system so that the player, it saves which endings the player's seen. So that is my plan, that is my goal for the visual novel, Emily is at the Zoo. Whether I achieve this or not, who knows, but the idea is once the time is up, I've got a month, so I've got, well, I don't have a month, I've got 4 weeks. I have planned it as 6 hours a day, 5 days out of 7. So I've got basically 20 days. If I want to do extra within that 20 days, that's fine, but once those 20 days are done, the project stops regardless of how much it's progressed. And we stop and we move on, and I'll make a devlog about this one. That will go up. The game will go up on itch regardless of what state it's in, and then the next game gets made. So, wish me luck. See you in a month.